cast members. Maintenance and who said it? Everyone? Everybody, yeah. You'll see train station hosts and hostesses. X millions of guests every year. It's got to be the same every day. It's got to be the same at 8 or 9 o'clock when we open up in the morning. Does it have to be the same at 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock at night for the last guest? Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough environment. I mentioned yesterday how fragile that can be. If there's a flower out of place or dead or wilted.
The ladies have skirts to the ground, the gentlemen have bow ties and straw hats. The conductors in the vehicles have those black vests. Everything should look just as
farther. Support system in place for guests and cast members. We've got a tip board over here. Anyone ever stopped and utilized this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, why would you do that? Why did you stop and look here? Why didn't you just pull out your guide map and walk towards the... It's easy. Yeah, you have to budget your time, and it's easier. We took 25 years to figure out this little trick of putting up a chalkboard and saying we could put an hourly cast member out in front of that and give some... They still go to the right. They still go to the right. So we had to add a...
On Main Street, USA, if that's used for storage supportly, but actually that's a facade. Behind the facade is a two-story office. Where in Fantasyland you start all the details, costumes are going to be different.
Tomorrowland areas. Thank you.
We help our guests take better pictures. They may not know that this trip, but 64% of our guests have been to...
You rated what you thought from an overall perspective. This was your homework assignment. Focus groups we've done. I've talked about cast satisfaction where we localize.
We're also out of time as well.
Go ahead. And we just brought in the vice president.
We have approximately 3 minutes.
So be very interesting. We're working on that. And it works within our model, but it also will help some other areas. So this shop, we're looking at maybe going with a higher percentage of part-time.
Okay.
Set up the studio and do all your
Let's see. Usually there's something always in there.
Very good. Say bye-bye. Bye.
And how are you today?
In these programs, our guests will learn many of the principles and practices that have helped Walt Disney World become famous for quality service, management practices, and creativity. Our guests in these programs will be able to benchmark many of the business philosophies that we practice thousands of times each day here at Walt Disney World. We've learned that one of the important aspects of quality service here at Walt Disney World is that interaction between our cast members and our guests. So whether you're a large business or a small business, that interaction, the kind of experience that you can create for your customers, your guests, is as important regardless of the size of your business. We will share all of those practices with you. Something we've learned that really influences the guest experience here is understanding what those needs and wants are of our guests. In fact, we believe every guest here is a VIP, a very individual person. So it's understanding those individual needs and wants and emotions that enable us to ensure that every guest enjoys the experience and every guest is treated individually and every guest will leave here with a magical experience. Some of the topics we'll cover in our programs include quality service. How do we create that magical experience for our guests day in and day out? We'll also explore our management and leadership practices that help us motivate our cast members to ensure that we are providing that kind of service day in and day out. And we'll even explore creativity and how we're able to foster creativity in the culture here at Walt Disney World.
At Disney, we're looking at service as a philosophy. And the idea that in today's world, everything in the area of service, everything, is 10% product and 90% service. People can get the product literally anywhere. Why would they come back to Disney? Why would they go back to any business anywhere? Only that they're treated better there than they are treated anywhere else. So really the drive behind the service is the formula of 10% product and 90% service. Okay. If we look at how is Walt Disney World successful, it really is successful because of treating people as VIPs. Now, if you think about that, and VIP, a very individual person, doesn't make any difference whether you're running a 50,000 person theme park or you're running a mom and pop bakery store anywhere in this country. We look at treating the guest as an individual. I think one of the points is that it is consistency. It's a consistency of thought, of thinking about our guests, our customers, clients as VIPs, of very important people. That works, as a matter of fact, whether it's here at Walt Disney World in Florida or it's in Fargo, North Dakota at a business in a downtown area, it's still solid business practice. Okay, it is applicable everywhere, we feel, because doing these programs all over the country, we find, just as in Walt Disney World in Central Florida, that we're looking at treating our guests as very individual people. And now we can call them guests, call them customers, call them clients, but it really isn't any difference between that and, let's say, Iowa City, where the business is looking for success. One of the keys to the success is understanding the guest and treating them as VIPs. Disney's idea of treating their guests, customers, clients as VIPs, very individual people, works not only there in Central Florida at Walt Disney World, the Disney Institute, but also in Moline. If we're going to Moline, the same thing, the business community looks there for success, and the success is in treating guests as individuals. Yeah, I think if you look at Disney's success and why are they successful, I think that the formula kind of calls for treating guests, customers, clients as individuals, a VIP, very individual people. Now that works at Walt Disney World in Central Florida, at the Disney Institute, as well as it would in Evansville. Just the same, that you're still looking for success, and success is treating people as individuals. If you look at why is Disney consistent, why are they successful? They're successful because of the philosophy of treating every guest, customer, client as a VIP, a very individual person. Now we've found that that works very successful in Central Florida at the Disney Institute, but it would be the same if you were in Nashville, Tennessee. Again, business people looking for success. The success is really in treating people as individuals. When we look at in Walt Disney World, we're looking at a formula for success, and the success formula calls for treating people as individuals, VIPs, very individual people. Now that works here in Central Florida, Walt Disney World, the Disney Institute, the same as it would work in Romulus, Detroit, anywhere else in Michigan. The business community looking for success and understanding that the success comes because you treat people as individuals. The formula works very, very well, and it's a formula that looks at people as individuals. So we can talk about very important people, VIPs. Works very well here at Walt Disney World in Central Florida at the Disney Institute, as well as it would in St. Cloud or other parts of this country. Well, for us at Walt Disney World in Central Florida, it is a success formula. The success formula deals with treating people as VIPs, very individual people. Works very, very well for us to understand that it is an individual. Works here in Central Florida at the Disney Institute. Also in Hawaii, places like Hawaii, great visitor contact that is vitally important that we look at guests as individuals.